I realize, of course, it's no shame to be poor. But it's no great honor either. So what would have been so terrible if I had a small fortune?
We all want a wonderful life with fulfilling work, good health, and loving relationships. And let's be honest, financial security or even a small fortune wouldn't hurt. Achieving this goal depends on understanding basic ideas about savings, loans, and investments. A solid understanding of the topics in this chapter can pay literally by making your financial goals a reality. Welcome back, everyone. It's good to see you again. Hope you're doing well. We're going to do some foundation work in this lesson. Percents, sales tax, discounts, some things that you really ought to know. And so don't go through this too quickly. Do the exercises, pause it occasionally, and try some of the exercises yourself, the examples, and come through on the other side knowing about discounts, how things are calculated, and how you can make some simple conversions. So we are going to express fractions as percents, decimals as percents, in fact, all the way around. Percents as decimals, and so on. Then we're going to do some problems, of course, involving sales tax and discounts. Very important. You need to know how these things work. Now here's something that a lot of people get wrong, as you'll see on the end slide, number slide 24. Percent increase or decrease. So hold on. And last of all, some of the ways percent can be abused. Okay, let's go to it. Basics of percent. They're the result of expressing numbers as a part of 100. In fact, if you look at the word itself, it says per cent. Cent as in century, or cent as in part of a dollar. And that's where the 100 comes from. It means per 100. So let's get started. As expressing a fraction as a percent. Do you know how to do that? Divide the numerator by the denominator. Check. Multiply the quotient by 100. Check. And put the percent sign at the end. Check, check, check. So here's one simple example. 5/8 is a percent. How do you do that? Divide the 8 into 5. Since 5 doesn't go at all, you need to put the decimal point in, add a 0. 8 into 50 goes 6 times. 48. Subtract, you got a 2. We still have remainder, so add another 0. 8 into 20 goes 2 times. 2 times 8 is 16. Subtract 4. Still going, so add another 0. 8 into 40 goes evenly 5 times. 40, remainder of 0, and you've got your decimal. Remember, bring your decimal point straight up. Now we want it as a percent, so once you have the 0.625, make sure you have the decimal in there distinctly. Move the decimal point 2 places to the right and throw in the percent sign. There are the steps with a little bit less chicken scratching. Same result though. Remember, move it 2 places after you divide and throw in the percent sign. Going in a different direction. Change the decimal to a percent. Just move the decimal point 2 places to the right. We actually just did that, didn't we? And don't forget, add the percent sign. So here's a quick example. Express that as a percent. So we move decimal point 2 places to the right, put in the percent sign, and there's your percent from a decimal. Next, if you want a percent as a decimal number, just reverse what we did before. Move the decimal point 2 places to the left and take off the percent sign. So here's one example. Take the 19, move the decimal point over here, and throw out the percent sign. 0.18. On this one, remember, the decimal point's here to begin with. Two places because we're percent. Throw out the decimal point. 1.8 is your number. There are the steps laid out. Now we're going to get to percent sales tax and discounts. So take a look and write down this simple formula. A, that's what you're looking for, is P%, which means per 100, of B. B is the number you're working with. Of always means multiply. Percent. So remember, of is multiply. One more time. If we want to find sales tax, a good example, because if you see something for $19 and want to know whether you have enough money to buy that, you have to figure out what the sales tax is. The sales tax amount is the tax rate in percent times the item cost on the tag. So here's an example. Suppose the local sales tax is 7.5% and you want to buy a bicycle for $894. How much tax is paid? Well, the tax is the tax rate times the price on the item, the bicycle in this case. So we'll put the tax rate. Now you know our decimal is needed. We can't put a percentage in 7.5 because most calculators don't have something for a percent. There are some business calculators that do, but not typical ones. So we have to change that to a decimal. That's why those initial comments above. So we changed the percent to a decimal, then multiply times the price, which is $894. Wouldn't hurt to put the dollars in there, even though it's not the final answer. That will give you the tax. I'll let you do that. What's the bicycle's total cost? Well, of course, it's the $894 plus the tax we just calculated, which we'll see in a moment. So there's the sales tax, comes out to about $67.05. That's added to the price on the bicycle, and there's your total cost. And that's what your credit card is going to pay, or that's what you're going to pay out of your pocket, or by a check, whatever way you do it. Percentage sales price. Excuse me. You know, there's sales, and with sales you have a discount. Money taken off the original price because they want to get more customers. Also, if they've got a lot of those items in the back or on the shelves, they want to reduce the inventory. Discounts or reducing prices is a way of eliminating some of that extra stock. The discount rate is a percent of, notice this, of, that means times, percent of the original price. Original price, very important. I'm going to mention that several times here in the next few minutes. So discount rate equals X percent of, it's times price. There's another way of writing it. Discount amount, discount rate times the original price. So a quick example. We've got a computer that we want to buy for $14.60. Nice computer. And it's on sale at 15% off. Put the off up here. Another way of saying it's being discounted. So what's the discount amount? The amount equals 15% of $14.60 in this case. So you'll multiply 0.15 times the $14.60, and that will give you the amount you get off of the original price. And what's the sale price? Of course, it's the price that was on it. Oops. The price on it minus the discount. Not minus the discount rate, it's the discount amount. And that's how you calculate those two. So there's the discount amount calculation. Notice we took the 15%, changed it to something the calculator or our own work will accept more easily. Multiply times the original price, very important. And this is how much is being taken off in the form of a discount. Discount amount, $219. That's how much we don't have to pay on the original price. So how much does it actually cost when we go in and buy it? Well, there's the original price minus the discount, and there's how much we pay. Next. All right. Now here's where a lot of people get things messed up. They don't know how to get percent of change. So if the price or whatever it is changes, it can be other things too as well as price, the percent increase or decrease can be found like this. First of all, you calculate, calculate how much it's increased or decreased. Now, one quick comment. The way you do that is take the new amount minus the original amount. That's how you get the increase. That way, if it happens to be a negative amount, this is going to tell you whether it goes up or goes down. And this is part that many people get wrong. You divide it by the original amount. Now, this will work for both increase and decrease. The new amount, let's make it new minus original over original. Maybe that's something short you could remember. New minus original. Or you could say new minus old over the old price. This is the one that came first. This is the one that comes second. Very important. So express that percent increase as a percent. So you get a decimal here, change that to a percent to get your increase or decrease. If it's positive, it's an increase. Negative, it's a decrease. Makes sense, right? All right. Now I've got a chart here, and we're talking about United Nations Family Planning Program and how many people are on the earth, actually. So we've got some figures in this, and we've got some numbers in here that are already given to us. In the year 2000, 6 billion people on the earth. And according to one projection, in 2150, there'll be 4 billion. According to another prediction, we'll have 13 billion by that time, and the high projection with 30 billion people on the earth by 2150. So, first question is, find the percent increase from 2000 to 2150 or 2150. Now we want the increase, world population. The world population is in billions. So we take the new number minus the original number over the original number. Now the old number, that's the year 2000, was 6 billion. So 6 here, and we'll also have 6 down there. What's the new one? Well, it goes to 2150. 2150, according to one prediction, and we're talking about the high projection data for this one. The high projection is 30 billion. So that's what goes here. Once you get those right, you should be in good shape. New minus old divided by the old again. These two should be the same number. Now we do the calculations. 30 minus 16 is 24. Divided by 6 is a 4. We change that to a percent. Don't write that as 4%. 4.00. Move the decimal point 2 places. 400%. There we go. And that's the percent increase, because notice it went up because this is positive, so it's an increase. On the second one, we want the percent decrease using the low projection data. So we'll look at the green line in this case, because that's low projection data. First of all, the fraction. Let's look at where we start. We're starting at 6 billion. So 6 billion goes here because that's the old number, and it also goes down here. What's the new number? We'll talk about the low projection in 2150, which is 4 billion. So 4 goes in here. All right, what's that as a fraction? 2 over 6, 1 over 3. Change that to a decimal, 0.3333. Move the decimal point 2 places as we did before. Remember, this is negative 26 because that's a decrease. And we'll have 33.3% decrease. Ran out of room there. All right. So there's our first calculation, and I put the picture up here again, the chart up here, so you can look at that again. This was for the high projection, which means we went to 30 billion, that goes here, from the 6 billion, which goes here, and on the bottom. Do the arithmetic, you get 4, change that to a percent, there's your answer. The projected percent increase of the world population from 2000 to 2150 is 400%. And the second part, which we did also, The increase, remember, we're comparing it against 6. So 6 also goes down here. These two should match. It's going to 4 billion. There's our 4. Should be a minus. They don't do it the way I do it. I do it this way because I want it done the same all the time. So you can remember it one way and that's it. And the sign out here tells you whether it's an increase or a decrease. Then you change that to a decimal and to a percent and you got your answer. There's a negative 33 1/3%, so it's a decrease in world population. And last but not least, because things can go wrong if you don't know how to use percents. So John Tesh, some of your parents will remember John Tesh. He co-anchored Entertainment Tonight after he did a few other things. He reported that the Civil War had an audience of 13% instead of the usual 4% that the PBS audience usually had. He said it was an increase of more than 300%. Let's take a look at that. We'll make our fraction. We're going to subtract on the top. What's the original? Usually it's 4%, and the 4% goes down there. Said it went up to 300. So 13% was the new one, 9% positives, that goes up, 4%. Percents actually cancel out. 2.25, change that to a percent, and the increase was really 225%. Did he report it correctly? No. And that the media, as well as anyone else, can make a mistake if you don't know how to use percents or numbers in general to get amounts of increase and decrease. Well, that's it. I hope you picked up a few things. I'll see you next again in Income Tax 8.2, and we're going to take that a little bit quickly on my part because income tax changes every year, and because I want you to work on this. Now, I'm not leaving you in the lurch, but there are times when you have to do things yourself. So this is going to be one of yours. This is something that you're possibly going to do to save money by doing your own income tax. This will get you in the mood. Let's hope. Anyway, I'll see you later. Take care.